Let's get back to that board meeting we're watching out of DeKalb County. Board of Commissioners taking up a couple key votes today, including a resolution on whether to keep ICE out of DeKalb County. Could it mostly just be a symbolic resolution? What kind of authority would they actually have over keeping the federal government out of DeKalb? Keeping an eye on that. Also watching a vote on data centers, and there was a line of folks there for public comment. We brought you a few of them speaking within the last 15 minutes. Let's listen in and see what commissioners are discussing now.
In Brookhaven at Saybrook Drive. I come to you this morning representing myself, but also as a husband, as a father, as a president of a local business, and as a board chair for an independent, nonprofit independent school that operates near Candler Park. And I'm very concerned for all the people that I live with, that I represent here, that I see every day. And I have a couple of beliefs that I wanted to share and a request. I believe in empathy for others to the extreme form, a radical form of empathy, and believing that people are doing the right thing and we should take care of them first. I believe in the de-escalation of violence, and I believe in the de-escalation of the potential for violence. I have an opinion on what's going on with immigration and customs enforcement, but I've not yet had a voice. This morning I come because this microphone allows me to have a voice and to speak up, which is something that I don't feel like enough of us are doing. The tactics and methods that are used by the immigration and customs enforcement agents are not appropriate. They're not what I would consider to be de-escalation of violence. I think it is just increasing that. And I wanted to show my support this morning of the resolution that Commissioner Ted Terry has presented forward, calling for the immediate withdrawal of the ICE agents from DeKalb County. So I support the de-escalation of violence, I support the empathy for others, and I support this resolution. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Maxwell Stuffer.
Good morning.
Good morning, Board of Commissioners. My name is Max Stoffer, and I'm speaking as a voting resident of DeKalb County, Super District 6. I was born in Minnesota and grew up there before moving to Atlanta just a year and a half ago, and now I consider myself an Atlantan too. Right now, I'm watching from afar the unwanted occupation of my home state, the silent terror here in Atlanta and across the nation. Excuse me. I know people who are fearful to leave their homes. Citizens are unsafe to walk in their neighborhoods and carrying around proof of citizenship in case of being detained or worse, killed for exercising their rights. Over the past month, we've witnessed the deaths of two people, Renee Good and Alex Pretty, a prize-winning poet and a nurse. We've seen people get shot, preschoolers, thank you. Preschoolers treated as convicts, and a 6-month-old losing consciousness because ICE decided that the infant should breathe in tear gas and faint rather than be with their mother when they take a nap. We've all seen the videos online. The escalation of violence of ICE and the erasure of rights will not stay in Minnesota. It will spread, it will infect, and it already has. It will come to your front door if you don't do something to stop it now. In the words of Robert Arnold, if the detention of children does not stop you, if a lawful citizen gunned down the street does not stop you, then you do not have a line and you never did. You have to convince yourself, you've convinced yourself that you do, but it lives somewhere completely theoretical. End quote. Do not make silence, obedience, and convenience. Do not mistake silence, obedience, and convenience for wisdom. Our children and great-grandchildren, great-great-grandchildren will ask us one day what we did during this time and what we did to stop ICE and the federal erasure of justice and rights. And I plead to you today to tell them that you stood for something. You stood for liberty and the Constitution instead of unchecked power. You remembered what a human life is worth in a country that keeps forgetting. You decided that ICE, a force of escalation, does not have access to the resources of your county. You remembered that the public safety and kindness over freedom and brutality. Please remember. Please vote for the resolution for the protection of civil rights, the withdrawal of federal tactical immigration enforcement teams from DeKalb County. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
We have 3 other cards that just arrived from last meeting, and I'd
Okay.
like to read those at this time.
Okay.
Lance Robertson,
Mr. Robertson, are you here today? Okay.
Jacqueline Clark,
Ms. Clark. Go ahead.
Jean Ellison.
Jean Ellison, are you here today? All right. We can
Okay,
continue.
I'll go
ma'am.
back.
Thank you.
Anna Zeri.
Well, you're listening to some passionate comments from DeKalb County residents speaking before the Board of Commissioners. They are set to vote today on a resolution to keep ICE out of DeKalb County. And of course, all this comes with the backdrop that we're seeing there in Minneapolis. In fact, you just heard from a DeKalb County resident who calls Minnesota his home state, holding back tears, really, when speaking about his thoughts regarding the whole thing. By the way, this news just coming down within the last hour and a half. A chief federal judge in Minnesota saying the Trump administration failed to comply with orders to hold hearings for detained immigrants and has now ordered the head of ICE to appear before him Friday to explain why he should not be held in contempt. So a lot of political fallout continues in Minneapolis, and we're seeing it stretch the states as far south here, Georgia.